I was a little slow on that cold start. She fired up the case first. Of course, it fired right up. She spun the massey, I don't know, 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Give her about a 5-second break. Did her again. And third time she fired, and let's see where the screen is right now. When it fired, it was a perfect column about the same size as the cab that went clear to the top of the screen before blowing off to the side. Oh, hey, it's Sunday. Dick is this, the 3rd, the 4th? I don't know. It's in November. I think it's the 3rd. Don't quote me on that. One day's just like the other. We've only got a little bit left in the barn. Hopefully get it done this morning. Got a 4-H group coming this afternoon to, I don't want to go the other way. We could do that little straight pipe acres trick. So anyway, 4-H club coming out to figure out how to pick a critter and judge some different groups of weanling steers and heifers, and we got some finished steers out back that they're going to come check out. I'm hoping to get this part done before they get here, and I'm hoping she's going to come back in here. She greased this thing this morning, but I got a raised loader for some, so you know, I think she's opening some gates up instead that she forgot to do when she walked out of the barn. I've done this shot before. If we close those doors a little bit, it looks like I got my phone this way instead. I'll get you some more in a little bit. Yeah, I haven't hauled any manure today. Right after I did the first piece of this video, I got a phone call. I forgot I had to take stuff down the road to get that fence fixed. Guy was on his way out. And Mom was out of grading the back barn for those finished steers, so I had to take care of that. And group of 4-H kids, as far as we know, is still supposed to be here in about 45 minutes now. 2 o'clock is when they're supposed to be here. So there's a group of 4 right out there. Number 1, number 2, and Grandma went over them, and they picked them. And then, of course, they asked me when I come out of the shop, hey, come here, tell us what you think. And I changed their mind on the top 2 in that group. There's another group outside there too, on this other section. I did the same thing for them there too. Changed the top 2. They couldn't argue with me on it. Then we got these guys. Is there some in here that might be better than what's out there? Maybe. But those are all fairly decent paired groups. I mean, that group, especially from here looking at them, I wouldn't even try to tell you which one was the best one. And this other group outside, if they were all close together, same thing. So no, we didn't get anywhere today. Ain't going to, which is probably just as well, because there's heifers locked in the lockups, and I got to come right by there to get in here. 2 reasons I'm not cleaning from through that hole. One is about 10 feet out there, there's kind of a hole in the ground, soft spot at the edge of where I filled in with some more concrete a couple years ago, and going through that with a skid steer for 500 or 600 times, that don't last long. But this upper bay, I'm all the way through, just a little cleanup to do, and 2 sections of the lower bay, and a little better than 3 sections of the middle bay, so that don't leave too much. And the part down there where the straw still looks good, that's calf pen in the spring when the calves are growing, so there's really not a lot there. I just have to remember to put that in the bottom of the spreaders and put some heavy stuff on top. Otherwise, I can't get a load on it. That stuff's just, I don't know. There's probably a foot, maybe 1.5 feet at the deepest part in there, but it's not caked or anything. It's just all fluff. So, yay. And we come over here, and we got 2 groups of heifer calves, which actually I came in the barn, and the first thing they're doing is saying, well, tell us how you'd place these. And this first group right here, those 3 and that one. And I changed their minds, and they changed their minds, so we got them figured out. 2 of these are twins. That one right there is Sapphire, and that one right there is her twin sister Ruby. Cow weaned off 840 pounds of calves, so, and she didn't have any help with them other than maybe the first week. I think the calves each got a half a bottle a day, plus mama. And the other 4 over there, they were undecided on a couple, and we got them figured out. Now we just got to have some kids show up and do it. And they're going to have to deal with a dirty barn because, say, I didn't want to have to come in here and scrape that far side and get through there so I can come across there and keep going past the ones that be locked in here and then have to quit. And we'll finish it tomorrow. Like a lot of things, there's always tomorrow. Don't forget that. Just try to get it done today. All right, catch me later. Yeah, it's Monday morning. Looks really good today, don't it? It's warmed up to about, 29 degrees now. And a couple degrees it warmed up sure brought the fog in. Birds are all huddled yet, making noise. I've been hiding in the shop for the last couple hours, goofing off, staying warm. Should have got some manure hauled yesterday because God knows the way the idiots drive on the road when we got to get up on the road in the fog. She had enough of them Saturday trying to pass her as she was turning into the field. You got the frickin' tractor halfway across the lane and they just drive right on over the culvert, right on around you, and think you're just going to back up and give them room. Well, I'm sorry, when you got turd signals on everything and you use them, and people aren't smart enough to figure it out, especially when there's manure tracked in and out of the frickin' field right there. She had the same thing happen right here in the driveway with a couple of loads. And speak of the devil, there she is. No, shit, one guy damn near took the frickin' mailboxes out because he was clear off onto the driveway to get around her as she was turning in. I don't understand people. Yeah, got one in there, got herself in that feeder, and now she wants to go in and get grain, and she ain't gonna get out that corner hole. That ain't where she can fit. If she sticks herself, she's gonna give, I don't know. I don't like cutting feeders up to get calves out. So she better find a bigger hole. Anyway. Oh, and say number 2, she gets up at 5:30 in the morning to go to diesel class. I was starting to get up when I hear her outside by her car yell something, my effing something battery is dead. So I got to deal with that today too. So she's got my pickup. Still got to go down the way he did the fence. He didn't do it exactly like we talked, and that's fine. Had a couple extra posts and there's a little extra wire. I still got to go down and pick that up, but not while it's this foggy. I'd rather be out there when it's 20 degrees and clear. It's a whole lot warmer than when it's 30 degrees and foggy. So I got to figure out why the hell her car's dead. She didn't drive it at all yesterday. She had it out Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, something like that. It was fine. And the only thing she did, she went out last night, opened the door and looked because she wanted to put the key in the ignition and see how much gas she had in case she had to put gas in it before she left this morning. And she said, I didn't have to put gas in it, so I pulled the key out and shut the door. Now, maybe the fancy automatic ding-a-ling crap didn't turn off and it left the dome light on or something. I don't know. I just know it's dead this morning. And took a chance and left this water on last night. Because according to what they've been forecasting, we're supposed to be mid-30s, not mid-20s. Guess what? Well, actually, maybe not. For some reason, that valve's turned off to go to the floats. Huh. Oh, that was the wrong one. Duh. Yeah, there. Right one works. And I don't see it leaking at the frickin' fittings. I love these floats. Rubbermaid floats. They work great. They work way better than other stuff, but they got that little molded in insert for, not even an insert, it's just molded into it for a garden hose to screw into. And it's a little on the oversized. I don't know what kind of garden hose you're supposed to have to screw into it, but you gotta be really careful with them. And I got a few that won't seal up anymore, so we've actually epoxied the double ender fitting into it. These things, if they bump that trough when it gets down low, if they move it right, it wiggles the frickin' hose and pops a thread, and then it's leaking everywhere. Doesn't happen too often, but once in a while. So, yeah, I just have number one move her car because I got to move the other car one way or the other. Hopefully I can just back it down there to get to it. So, I'm going to get to work and go from there. But anyway, there's your fog. I imagine I'll find out just how bad it is once you get out of here. It's either 10 times worse or it's clear as a bell. That's the way it goes. So, I'll get a little more later. Make a long video by the time I'm done. Seems number one slacking. She took off with the other spreader and it was a scoop and a half or 2 scoops shy of a load. So this was loaded. I can't reach very well, so I got to push it over as I go. But this one's pretty even. It'll spread out even. And, oh, she just now got back. So she had a short load that took her longer to do it. Because she's been getting back right when I put the last scoop on her just before. So, hey, but we're getting her done. Only a few loads left in there. And wait for it. Wait for it. There she is. So I'm gonna let her get that back in, and I'm gonna start loading it, and I'll probably get this up here a little later. So hey, hit that like button, make a comment, and subscribe. That's always good. You know, if you don't want to subscribe, at least hit the like button, would you? If you watch it, like it. Either that or hit the other one. I don't care. At least I get a little recognition for it if you do one of them. So anyway, just playing in a poop. Till next time, thanks for watching.